Hello, it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and it is Thursday morning. I'm about to go drive to a nearby town, a little bit larger than this one, and go to some yard sales. Now, there are about 3 yard sales to go to. It's just, unless there's a neighborhood, or unless there's a citywide yard sale weekend, that's kind of what you're going to get. You're going to get maybe 3 yard sales on a Thursday, 3 on a Friday, 4 on a Saturday, and they're all 15 to 20 minutes drive to get to them. So I'm going to go do that direction, and also that direction I'm going to a flea market, they call it, but it's not really a flea market. What it is a company, and so if you have a house full of stuff and you don't know what to do with it, you will pay this company to take the stuff off your hands, and then they will take it off your hands and then sell it. So then they'll sell some of it in their little flea market store setting, and then I think they might even list some things on eBay that they know is going to be more valuable. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get going now. All right, first stop. This is actually listed as a 3-family estate sale, so hopefully they got some things in there. I need to get in there right now. I'm really antsy. Okay, bye.
I didn't really want to. I had a step side. Remember when we got married? I had a step side. I wanted a step side. I got one from the step side. I didn't have that truck. Mine was south side, or your truck and my truck. My wife was sitting out. This is 40.
I think it's like 4 missing. You start to see his display thing down here. He's got his car like this. He's got a glass case downstairs. Over the front door, back window.
She's got a cabin down there. Thought about bringing up there.
He's got one down there.
He's got a cabin about this wide. This small.
Yeah, his is this tall.
Glass doors on.
Alright, I did really well there. I did not actually show you everything that I got because I made a couple passes through and I grabbed some larger things, and frankly I only have one hand. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So I'll do a separate haul video, of course, with all these things. Now I'm on my way to the flea market place. I'm kind of doing everything backwards because the 2 yard sales, as I looked at them a little bit more, I found that I wasn't really that excited about them, and I'm already behind by like 30 minutes or an hour for those sales when they started. So if there's anything there that I think I can sell online, it should probably still be there, because a lot of this kind of stuff from the 70s and stuff is not desirable around here. So that's kind of like my secret weapon. Some things are really desirable online and they're not desirable around here, and not many people know that. Usually that stuff will just sit and sit and sit anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and now go to the flea market that's going to be opening in like 20 minutes or less. Now I don't remember. I don't know what time it is. But yeah, I was pretty happy about that. I spent about $18. So on to the next place. I have about 15 minutes until this place opens, I guess. I mean, nobody's here. Usually there are at least a few cars, but 15 minutes. So I thought I would give a little talk about what I'm wanting to do with my antique booth. So I have 3 booths right now, and the second booth, or the, no, what am I trying to say? One of the booths is a 1950s theme, and then one of them, and the other 2 are just no theme at all. So I want to make one of them another theme. I can't get my words out. I want to make the newest booth, the one in the corner that's not themed out at all. It's in the corner of the place. I want to make that look like a barn. It's kind of like the roof over in that area, because this is a bowling alley. So as you get further down into the lanes, into the back end of the bowling alley, the roof lowers, obviously. So anyway, it looks kind of like a barn the way that it pitches. So I want to wrap like wallpaper on the wall, up the ceiling there partly, to look like old barn wood. So it's going to be like the inside of a barn. And then I'm thinking for the back wall that's carpeted, I want to put 2 giant pieces of like plywood on there, and then do like X's, like what you'd see on a old barn door. So that would be like a barn door. However, then now you're kind of backwards. Like it's kind of like an inside out barn, because like, well, no, that's not true. You'd still be in the barn. Okay, so it's fine. But then for the floor, I want to do laminate, but also like a barn wood. So I think the idea is pretty cool, but I'm really worried about too much dark brown. So I was talking to the mall owner, and she was giving me some ideas, of course, with what to do. for the displays, because that's a big thing that I want to get down, you know, the displays. So she was thinking that if I painted all of them like a similar color of like a creamy beige color, similar to like straw, you getting the idea? Then it kind of fits, right? So then the items on the shelves will actually still stand out and it won't be really dark. But I am worried about the whole space looking dark. So with that, I don't know how to combat that problem, because I mean, the inside of a barn they're usually dark, and with all the like dark, I mean the floors are sometimes just dirt. So I don't know. So for the displays, I think that I'm going to have to paint those a lighter color. This is pretty cool. Not for $20. What the heck? Oh, they got a lot of DVDs. Oh, this is a neat little record holder. Little record stand, $4. Not today. That's a cool vacuum. My goodness, $100. What in the world are they doing? I honestly don't understand the pricing around here sometimes. Okay, so that was a bust. Everything was just way too expensive. And I'm glad that at least one of the sales was good, because yeah, that was terrible in there. My goodness. So now I've got a couple options. I am about 20 minutes away from another town. It's still further away from my house the more we drive now at this point. I can drive to a Goodwill. Well, again, it's going to be farther away. Or I could go back to town and go to those 2 yard sales. However, I am not feeling very strong about those yard sales. I don't really feel like going to that Goodwill either. It's very hit or miss. So, what am I going to do? When I get home, I also have a couple orders to put out today. I have just a couple Etsy orders to mail out. That can be done anytime before 4 o'clock. So we're going to be good on that one as far as time's concerned. Ooh, I need to make my lunch too. That's something else. I've been doing chicken, baking chicken. I do it 1 day a week. I bake all the chicken for the week and I put it in the refrigerator, and then I just make sandwiches with it throughout the week. And that has proven to be very good for me because I hate cooking and chicken's fairly inexpensive. All right, just pulled up. It's kind of like what I was thinking. There's lots of kids' toys out there, so there might not be much there for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's anything that I can manage to find. But it doesn't look too great from street side here, so. Yeah, that was a bust. So I have one more yard sale to go to, and hopefully this last one here we can make it count, but I don't know. It has written in the description here, Paw Patrol toys, foam blocks, infant life jackets, fishing equipment, bike trunk rack. Yeah, we'll see. We might be surprised, right? All right, just pulled up. Hopefully I find like at least one thing that I can be like really excited about. All right, let's hope. Okay, wish was not granted. That was a failure in all ways. All right, so I actually only had one order today. I thought I had a couple, but it turns out it's just one order, and they ordered like 4 different sheets. So I'm really happy about this because I've had these sheets for a long time and they finally sold. They're not new in package or anything like that, but they are in like new shape without any issues. So they're really cool. These 2 here are identical. This one here is fun, kind of country cottage chic looking, and this one here really lovely flowers. So yeah, all of these comes to a total of about $74 with shipping included. I'm gonna mail those in, oh, I'm getting low over here, a 12 by 12 by 8 box, I believe. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And I do have a whole package of those right over here. A little bit disorganized. Well, no, it's not that bad. Right over there, I've got a whole box. By the way, those are free from the USPS. So go to their website and you get them for free. I don't know if I've showed this, but I I keep all of the sheets and blankets in these bins, and then they're just stored under here. And there's some behind there, under there. So yeah, that keeps them clean and fresh, dust free. And that's the best way I found to do it. And it's a great way to just tuck them away. So yeah, and I've got a few more of these kind of things. Well, a whole bundle of these upstairs that I need to photograph and list on a good day, a good sunny day. I want to do it outside, I think, this time on a clothesline, but it has to be sunny and not really breezy so that they don't like sway when I'm trying to photograph them. I also want to show you all of my bubble wrap. So this is the most bubble wrap that I've purchased at one time, and I did it because it was the cheapest option. A very good deal. I buy my bubble wrap and a lot of my supplies on Amazon. I have links down below in the description if you're curious how to get this. But yeah, I also buy boxes like those down there. I have 4x4x4 cube sizes right down there, and then 8x8x8. I use those for first class items. So anytime I'm mailing something under £1, and that's why I purchase my own boxes so that I have them on hand, because I do sell a lot of things like, say, little salt and pepper shakers here. Those would go in probably either one, an 8x8 or a 4x4, however it fits best. Something like this. It's metal, very lightweight. That's under £1. That'll go in maybe the 8x8 box. Just a lot of things. I've got toothpick holders over there. What else would I put? This would go in a first class. So it does come up pretty often needing a first class box. So those, I believe, are like 35 or 40 cents a piece. And that's not a bad price. But I buy them in bulk. I buy them at 100 at a time. I'm thinking if I want to buy those size there again, well, they're calling them C5. So maybe that's 5x5x5. I might go and get 6x6x6 next time around. Then again, I don't know. I use those quite often, so not sure. And then I keep little bits and pieces of boxes down there. If I'm cutting a box down, I'll keep the bits of cardboard and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how I do it. Oh, I've got extra boxes there. Those are 8x8x8s as well. So actually, those will now fit down there. But whenever I bought them, yeah, there were so many that it went all the way up here, and then I had to put some over there. But now I've got room. Oh, and by the way, I have all these soaps currently for sale. You can find them also, a link below, temporarily. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I do have a lot of those newer scents like Magnolia Peach, Sweet Roses. Now, I have 2 or 3 of each of those new scents that I got, even lilac or lavender, and then more quantity of the older scents. But all of these here, they're available. I think they're $5.95 with free shipping. Link below on those. But yeah, that's the soap, and I do carry them in my booth. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and show you one more time how I size down boxes. So I do this in efforts to save on packing supplies and also the actual shipping, because the smaller your box is, the cheaper it's going to go. Sometimes if you get it small enough, you can qualify for priority mail cubic. So with cubic pricing, it goes by the overall dimensions of your box. So this is a 12x12x8 box given out free by the USPS. However, I just cut down 3 3/4 inch in the length here, or the height rather. So, I mean, we're only looking at about 4 or so inches for the final height of this. It's going to be 12x12 by like 4. So what I did is I just took this ruler here, put it on here, lined it up to, I'll show you once again. So if I want it to be 3 3/4, I just line that right up with the top of that crease, and where the bottom of this ruler is right here, with my other hand, the free hand, I would take the knife and run it right up the corner like that. So then once I get this camera put down, I'll take one ruler, put it in here, right along there, so connecting the two, so where it stops on this side and where it stops on that side, push it firmly up against this cardboard, and then fold it over from the other side. I'm going to do that now. All right, here's the final look at how it cut down. And as you can see, the creases are nice and straight. They look professional, because that's what I do. I do professional work. And yeah, so it looks really good, and I'm happy with the way this looks. So I'm going to go ahead and tape this up. There's not going to be any movement on the inside of it. I didn't need to put any extra fill in there. And then I will go ahead and make the label out and see how much it came to. I'm going to go ahead and weigh this. Ooh, it has some pretty good weight to it. I have my scale here. This is the Accutech, And this link is also available down below if you're interested in the scale. I highly recommend it. I bought it on Amazon. I think it's like $25, and then yeah, really great. What I like the most about this is the wide base right here, and the fact that this is off by itself, because so many of these scales, the shipping scales, will have a readout right here. And if your box is anything larger than this, well, then it's going to cover up your readout and you won't be able to see it. So having the readout way away, I can find out real quickly how much this weighs. So this weighs 6.4. That is 7 pounds. Boy, that's a heavy box. You're a hefty one. Goodness. All right, this is just what I was explaining. So it was able to go priority mail cubic. That is 1 to 3 days, $100 insurance included, and it is $15.75. So that is pretty good for a 7-pound package. Now let me see what the other options were. Actually, it says that the retail would have been $27.62. I wonder what that would have included. So let's go down here. So you could have gotten Parcel Select Ground, which is a 2 to 8 day turnaround, for $23, and then, or you can get Priority Mail Express. I'm wondering why they don't show regular Priority Mail. It's going straight to cubic, but in any event, $15.75 for a 7-pound package is not bad at all. So now all I have to do is click by label. Boop, like that. It's going, oh, this is going to California. So no wonder. It's going to California. So it has a pretty long distance, and it's zone 7, which is one of the longest zonings, one of the longest zones in the US. So no wonder it's so high. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and print this label out and stick it on there. Okay, I was curious what the different prices would be, so I went ahead and put in for like a quote or whatever on here, and it shows that it would have normally been about $23 if it would have went regular priority mail. So that's a good savings there. And again, Parcel Select Ground. Yeah, these two generally run similarly, unless it's a very large bulky item, then you might want to go Parcel Ground. And then this is always a joke, Express. But yeah, so I did pretty well here. Here's the label. It's a printed off label. It's self-sticking, so I print them off and they come on these sheets. Well, that's an empty sheet now. Let me show you, because I do happen to like these, and I'm almost out. So this is MF, it's hard to read, MF label. That's on the back of it, but it's a 2-part sticky sheet, so it feeds in. It's perforated down the center here, so you get 2 labels out of it per sheet, and there's no, then you don't have to tape it on the box. It's already a sticker. So I like those. I had 1,000 to start with, and I'm down to pretty much that. And then I use this printer here. That's how I print my labels. I buy not secondhand ink. I buy like the ink that's not put out by the maker. I buy the cheap ink from eBay, and it's only like $8 for 3 cartridges or something. Last I checked, it was really ridiculously cheap. But and I, as you can see, I'm out of all the colors except black, because that's all I use on this printer is black. So it works out really well. I have looked at the what do you call those? Those printers, the label printers themselves. There's one by Dymo, there's one by Rollo, there's one by Zebra, and then maybe a couple others. But those are thermal printers. They don't use ink or anything. They use a special paper though, and they laser, well, with heat. Kind of like whenever you get a receipt from any kind of a place. The heat and the way that the paper is made, it creates the imprints on it. Well, I looked into that. It would be basically the same as buying between the ink and the paper. Cost-wise, it would be the same. What was the difference? Oh, and the main difference is the unit itself to buy it. The machinery would be whatever they are, like $200, $250, and then for it to work, those standalone printers, they have to be connected to a Windows, or I also think a Mac could work, but I don't use either of those. I use a Google Chromebook here. This is just a, well, this is an HP, but it's a Chromebook, so it works with the internet. There's no real operating system on here as far as I know. It's mostly just Google Android. So everything works off the cloud. So this goes to the Google Cloud Print, and then this printer is Cloud Print ready. So it's all wireless. Now, if this was a desktop, a Windows environment, then I would have this networked through Wi-Fi or whatever, and then my computer would be on the same network, and I could do it that way. But I enjoy these little Chromebooks a lot more than actual little laptops and HP and Windows and all this. So that's what I use. I have a Chromebook, or Google Chromebook, I have a Google phone, I have a Google Chromebook upstairs. I do have a Windows desktop upstairs, but that's for use of my video editing, because I do have to use it for that, and a couple other things. Like I use CorelDRAW, which is a graphics program for making my thumbnails and doing other kind of odds and ends things. Like I designed this on CorelDRAW because I have a design background, and I used to use that program a lot. So yeah, I use that stuff.